Welcome to Focus and Faith. I am Eva, your host, and thank you so very much for joining me today here on Focus and Faith. I am so glad to have you here today. I'm telling you, we have a great topic for you today. So welcome all of you newcomers, and thank you so much for everyone else, the fans of the show, the followers of the show, the people who like, share, and talk about the show. Thank you so very much for returning and staying with me and supporting the show. I am so excited. Yes, we have made it through some tough times, and we are still going through. So be safe and take care of your loved ones and yourself. All right, the topic of our show today is your experiences are not always for you. All right, let me say that one more time. Your experiences are not always for you. Sometimes you are in situations, you are in relationships, you are in battles that is not yours. It is because of someone else that you have associated yourself with, or someone else whose life you are a part of, okay, that you have gotten involved in their situation, okay, and that experience may not be for you. And if it is, that experience is for you to learn something from it. It is for you to learn something from it. Because sometimes we tend to play God in other people's lives and in situations that we find ourselves in. Be it in a marriage, be it in a platonic relationship, be it with your friends, family members, your significant others. Okay? Sometimes we find ourselves in situations and we wonder, and we have all said it, how in the world did I get here? How did I let this happen? Where did this come from? Yes, we find ourselves in those situations, okay, that not always, we have caused. We have not always caused those situations, but sometimes, we want to be helpful. So we're going to dive into that shortly. But I just want to say to the newcomers, this show is all about you understanding who you are as a spiritual being, okay? Navigating this life, okay, in this body as a spiritual being that you are, okay? So that's what we talk about on the show, and that's what we tend to do with our lives, whether we know it or not, okay? Whether we know it or not, because you always have your spirit guiding you. And sometimes we tend to push it down so we don't hear it, we don't listen clearly, so we don't understand and know what's going on in our life, because we have so much going on in our life, right, that we don't listen to the voice inside of us that's speaking softly but loudly. Speaking softly but loudly in your spirit to your brain, that's confirming and guiding you. All right, so get your handy dandy notebooks out. As you know, this is fast food because we have a time limit. We have a short period of time to give out a bunch of information. So get your handy dandy notebooks out. I'm not necessarily going to give you a homework assignment today, but I do want you to take your notes. Take notes, okay? This is a very interesting topic today for me, because I have had this experience myself. I know others that have had this experience, and some people are going through it right now. And that experience is what you are going through, what you're experiencing with other people that they feel is from God, or it's a heavenly experience. Or you may have heard people say, oh man, that person was a godsend, or this person is my knight in shining armor. Be it male or female, this woman is my queen. If it hadn't been for this person in my life, I don't know where I would have been. Okay, so you probably heard it. You probably have said those things yourself. You know, this marriage is from God. This relationship is blessed by God. I'm sure you have said those things before, or have heard people say that. Now, where the experience comes in is that when those things don't work, when those situations have issues to come up, okay, that it just sets you aback, and you're thinking, wow, like that just came out of nowhere, or I thought this was from God. How could I have been so mistaken? Okay, so we're going to talk about that, because one of the fruits of the Spirit is long suffering. All right, for you Bible scholars out there, and we have talked about the fruits of the Spirit on another show. Okay, so go back to the videos. All right, and you may have to comb through them now, because we are moving further and further along. All right, we have graduated from undergraduate school. We done came up from elementary all the way up. Now we're in graduate level conversation here. So to catch up with us, go back. Okay, so one of the fruits of the Spirit is long suffering. Okay, and as I talked about before, but I'm gonna go deeper now. Long suffering is when you suffer through an experience with someone, okay, be it your loved one, your friends, your family, your spouse, significant other, siblings, okay, when you go through this experience with them, to stand by them, to support them, okay, and women do it all the time, so you are aware of what I'm talking about, or what I'm getting ready to talk about. But men are finding themselves doing it as well. But mostly men do that in their situation of marriage, or situation of their best friend, or their buddy, or their people that they call their brother, or their natural brothers. So men usually find themselves in that situation from that kind of scenario. But women, on the other hand, we are in it all. We have experienced the majority of situations that are out here, because we have girlfriends, we have husbands, we have significant others or boyfriends, we have children, okay, we have work, and men have work too, but women tend to get more involved in situations or take work. And I'm not saying that men don't take work seriously, because you do. We got some men out there are some go-getters, and they hustle, and they bringing in the bacon, okay? But what I'm saying is that women take on the whole load. We tend to take on the whole load, regardless of what's going on at home, or in our marriage, or in our relationships. And you know, we tend to bring on work, and we tend to bring on church, and we tend to bring on everything else, our friends, our girlfriends, our male friends, you know, that are going through, our neighbors' children. We are a nurturing, supportive being. The female is by nature, okay? And the men are more coming from a supportive standpoint. I got you, bro. You need anything? I'm here for you. That's more of the male perspective. But sometimes we tend to stay in that situation too long, of supporting people, of being there for people, of helping someone, okay? I had a friend to come to me and to talk about their relationship, and it's going south real fast. A 25-year relationship, and some of us have experienced this, okay? This person wanted to talk about it because this is a 25-year marriage that is going south. And it's not overnight that it's been going south. It's been going south for many years into the relationship. Probably 20 of the 25 years in this relationship, it has been going south, okay? But this male and this female decided to stay in this relationship, stay in it, in the marriage, because they felt like it was the right thing to do. Well, the female was believing that this was a God-sent relationship, that this man was her God-sent, all right? This man, on the other hand, felt like, I'm here to support this person. I'm here for you because you need me, all right? So, to make a long story short and to condense all these years into 1 year, I have to bring it to this point. And that is what another person's relationship with God is could be completely different than yours. So what you're believing in your relationship, regardless if it's a marriage, your friends, your family members, your siblings, your children, that person belief as to what God has done in that particular relationship is their belief. It may not be yours, okay? You may be in it for a completely different reason, but because that person has said, you are a godsend to me. This God created this whole situation and surroundings for us to meet, you know, and the whole 9 yards, the whole story behind how you met this person and why you feel like it's a godsend. That female felt like this person was the godsend because this person understood her, was supportive of her, right? And so she felt like that was a godsend. It was the person that she needed. On the other hand, the male felt used and taken advantage of, not because of her, but because he allowed himself to play that role for her. And the thing about it is that when he woke up and realized that he was supporting her, being there for her, but he wasn't necessarily getting what he wanted out of the relationship because he felt like he was the strong person in a relationship and he can carry the weight of the relationship on his back. So he ended up being the one that was hurt the worst because he wasn't showing up and present in the relationship for himself. He was showing up and present in a relationship for her. Now, this is not a loveless relationship, okay? Love abides, okay? But what we tend to take on, okay, the role of God in the relationship where you feel that the other person is weaker and needs your help and needs you. But when you find out later on that that person didn't need you like you thought they did, it becomes painful. And then you start to doubt God and say, wait a minute, I thought that this was a God-sent relationship and it was supposed to work. We were supposed to be together for the rest of our lives. Yes, but you didn't play your part. Your part is to be you, okay? To get out of the relationship everything that you want out of a relationship, not to sacrifice yourself for what you think the happiness is of the other person. Are you following me? Are you with me? Okay? There is so much more to this. All right? Just understand, as a spiritual being, housed in this body, okay, you have to realize and stay open to how far you are going when you are supporting other people, because some people need professionals in their life, okay? Some people need to let God handle their mental and emotional situations. You cannot do it if you're not trained to do that. And we are out of time. We are out of time. I thank you so much for joining me. We may do a part 2 to this because there's more to it, understanding who you are as a spiritual being. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for joining me here on Focus and Faith. Eva out.